Hi, I'm Tilly. This is Tara with Tilly, and thank you for being here. Thank you for all the positive, loving support you send me each and every day. I send it right back to you. Now I'm shaking things up a bit here, and I do hope I have your support. I'm going to omit the astrology for the remainder of the year. I was going to do this as a kickoff in January, and I will be bringing back the astrology in 2026. So, my plan was to do this all in January. Um, and if I can speed it up, great. But I really, realistically, logistically, I don't think I can. It's better to kick it off in 2026. So, but I'm doing it now because it's my birthday coming up really soon, and I have an invitation for a week of paid and catered meals every night and every day, and it's something that I truly love doing, and all I have to do is show up. And I don't want to leave you guys high and dry. So I figure maybe this would be a good test run to see how much time it actually frees up for me. So leave your comments. Okay, I got thick skin, so you tell me what you want because that's the reason I'm here, because for you. So now I will be working the astrology back in, but if you really want the astrology in, just let me know. We will stick with the numerology, so let's dive into that. December the 9th, 2025. Did I even say welcome to your daily focus? Welcome to your daily focus for December the 9th, 2025. So we have the 9 energy, and the 9 energy is all about completions and endings, healing. Okay, and it's designed so that it clears the space for the new things that we want to bring into our life. Now, if we look at the daily numerology, it would be a 3 plus a 9 plus a 9. That gives us a 21. 21 is, well, that's the last card in the major arcana, right? 21 cards. Then we go to the 22 or the 0 again, which would be the Fool. So we know that there is a brand new path awaiting us right around the corner when the 21 shows up. But the 21 is like, let's get our ducks in a row here. Let's tie up the loose ends. Let's deal with the things that we can so that we're not taking that energy forward with us. We want to take as little baggage as possible. 2 plus 1 is a 3, and that is transformation. That's our mind, our imagination, our voice, our communication. It's about allowing our heart to be led with curiosity. And I think it's still important to know, Sun is in Sagittarius and that the moon is in Virgo, because Sagittarius, that tells us that our sun right now is experiencing this optimistic want and need for learning and adventures and opportunities. And we have a fire energy around us to do that with. And our moon is in Virgo, so Virgo is very much about everything in its place, and every place has whatever that saying is. Anyways, it's about understanding what is junk, what has value, what stays, what goes. It's much easier under the Virgo energy. It's easier under the Virgo energy to organize, to clean up the clutter, maybe internally, maybe externally. Okay, cards. Okay, so we have the King of Cups here. But I don't think that really matters too much for, like, I didn't get the same energy when I did that. So I guess we won't be doing that. We'll just shuffle the cards fast here. We'll cut them. And now our underlying energy is, there we go. That feels better. 3 of Wands. So 3 of Wands, we're looking at how we want to go forward. We're not making the actual decision here, but we're contemplating things. We're thinking about what works for us, what gives us balance, what gives us structure. Okay, maybe there's this quiet knowing about us that we know that a certain chapter is over. And we're getting that persistent pull, or, yeah, into a new path or a place, a practice. So we're looking at how can our lives look going forward. If we add this, if we take away that, if we tweak this, if we give this some depth, some more focused attention, what will happen in these areas? What if I were to go for that job? Or what if I did ask that person out on a date? What if I had that honest conversation about healthy boundaries? And we're looking forward into our future and trying to imagine what that's going to be. With the 3 energy, our imagination is at peak performance, and we are curious, so we can allow our minds to kind of roam a little bit and show us different options out there that we normally wouldn't see. We will eventually move over to the second wand, and we will look at things from a different viewpoint, perspective, understanding. Maybe we'll keep some things, maybe we'll discard others. And it's not till we move over to the third one that we are ready to make that decision. So it's about patience, thought, taking our time, really looking at our situation as it is and how we want it, and understanding the different leaps or bounds. I hear leaps or bounds in order to get to that destination. We have the Moon card, so the 18. This is our heart center. This is about creating true balance for ourselves, or love that resembles our definition of love, or joy that covers our definition of what is joy, what is happiness, what is abundance, what is prosperity, what is good health. Okay, this is about wanting to feel freer. This is wanting to, feel liberated in some way. And sometimes when we make those choices to bring in that true balance into our lives by saying no to things, or by saying things have to change, or setting some new boundaries in our life, or going on to a new path even, we have to be strong in what is best for us. What brings us true balance? What brings us true happiness? What brings us true joy? Where do we want the growth? Where do we want the acceleration is what I'm hearing. And then we have the 5 of Cups. 5 of Cups. Well, this is the doubt. Well, I tried it before and it didn't work then. What makes me think it's going to work now? Or I tried and I failed and I tried and I failed. And I just can't seem to get off this cycle I'm in. Or it's too hard. Or I think I missed the boat. And we start self-doubt, and we start shaming ourselves, and we start we've been in a role that doesn't honor our sensitivity, our creativity, our unique self. We've all been in that role, and we have to understand that we do matter. And what we create and what we make tangible sends those ripples out to the world. And you're important. So this card is asking us to throw off that cloak, to stop looking at the cups that have fallen over, the spilt milk, so to speak, and to turn around and see the cups that are standing upright, waiting for us to be filled with our joys and our wants and our desires and our passions and our goals. And so this is a very conscious effort that we have to pay attention to what we're telling ourselves. Are we shaming ourselves? Are we being negative to ourselves? Are we saying negative things about what we want to do or where we want to go and how it's going? Because this is kind of a rough time. I mean, we had a square yesterday. Was it yesterday? We had a square, yesterday. So we are going to feel tension in the air. Now, I think today Neptune is going stationary director. That might be tomorrow, but whatever it might be, I mean, really, it has been sitting in the sky, very not moving much. Okay, Neptune is a slow mover in the first place, so. But now it's going to start going forward and start moving into Aries and finishing off that 14-year chapter in Pisces. So, it's all about our dreams. It's all about what we truly want to step into. And getting, understanding it. And we are not going to understand it by constantly revisiting the past and seeing, that was the past, that was yesterday. There's no rule that says that we have to be the same person we were 5 minutes ago. So we can wake up with a new sense of where we're going, who we're becoming. Absolutely. And if we do that each and every day, it gets easier and easier to step into those shoes because those shoes do form. And look at this. We have the World card. 21 energy is back. So know that that is highlighted. It is electrified throughout today. The World card is tying up loose ends, knowing that there is beautiful things waiting for us right around the corner, but we cannot take all the baggage with us. We have to write some of it. We have to put conclusions on it, completion on it. We have to leave it in the past. And the things that don't work for us right now, those are the things we need to change. So if we need to set some healthy boundaries so that we can grow, then set some healthy boundaries right now so that you can grow. Don't stay under the same old story. Because if we just stay in the same old story and we expect a new beginning, well, that's a little bit of insanity. We have to try something new, something different, to step outside of our comfort zones a little bit. And so we are preparing to do just that. Now, I figured I'd go back and forth between these books to even speed up the readings even more, or these decks. So we have the animals and... my gosh, I pulled a blank. The ancient stones. Okay. And I'm just going to randomly one or the other. But I'll probably gear more towards the animals because they are closer to my heart. Once again, let me know in the comments, okay? I got thick skin. Tell me what you want. Don't just give me a thumbs down and unsubscribe. Please don't do that, okay? I'm here to work with you, not against you. And if you really want the astrology in, then I'll figure out how to do that and still be able, but I've been trying to figure out how to do that and bring in new content like your zodiac signs for the month of every month and for the year. Like, I want to do those things for you. And the astrology does take a lot of time because I jump down rabbit holes and I want to know it all. I just can't know a little bit of it. I want to know it all. And that's, one of my greatest assets in life, but it's also one of my biggest drawbacks in life. Okay, look at this. We have Giggle with the Deer. Giggle with the Deer. It's about raising our energy and our vibration and knowing that we are going somewhere positive. Okay, that persistence, that pull towards a new path or a new place, or maybe that idea or that image just keeps popping in your mind. Okay, we're craving things that feel more meaningful and healing and spiritually aligned. And we're not going to do that by lowering our energy, by looking at those cups on the shoreline that have fallen over and giving them energy. We need to put our energy into the new, into where we want to go. And we don't need, but we can't at the same time stop looking at the here and now and what we're carrying with us that does not work for us now. Moon in Virgo is very good for understanding what is important to us, what matters most to us, and what is, I hear, trash, garbage, clutter. And then we have the Deer. The Deer says giggle and laugh and smile, fun and play. Live and work, but do not forget to play. To have fun in life and really enjoy it. Deer tells us to giggle. He feels that your laughter has been stifled by life's difficulties and pain. Smiling is a start, and oftentimes a giggle follows. Giggles is something we notice with young children, as is part of their natural existence. Adults tend to lose their silliness and amusement at life because of burden, pain. But by being childlike, by giggling, there's a release of stress. An essential part of your daily life is to include smiles, laughter, humor, giggles. Read, tell a joke, turn on a comedy. Before you know it, the giggles will become natural to you, and don't worry about the judgment from others. Create a playful environment at work, at home, and know that you cannot motivate somebody. That comes from within each individual person. So you just need to plant the seed every single day and remember to fertilize and watch those blooms appear. The world can be changed, your world can be changed, and it is as simple as smiling at someone who looks sad, waving in a car that is having a difficult time turning, offering a hug to a perfect stranger who's having a bad day, or making small talk with the cashier who looks depressed. And some call it pay it forward, others a random act of kindness, but some call it a normal part of their day. What happens is that with each of these acts, it creates a ripple effect that raises the vibration of the universe, and it starts with you. So raise that vibration, get excited for where you're going, get happy about where you're going, and know that when you feel that tension and something isn't working right and something isn't flowing the way it should be, okay, maybe you finally see that you've been illusioned by somebody, and they will never change their stripes. They will never meet you halfway, and that you have been living in an illusion. Maybe that's what you see, and yeah, so it brings the sadness in, absolutely. But we need to balance that with joy and happiness. And sometimes, most times, when that actually hits us, and there is a little bit of sadness, absolutely, but you will feel relief. You will be like, wow, that really wasn't aligned with me, because I feel so much better just saying it to them. Okay? There's a quiet knowing within us that a certain chapter is over. So, ask yourself where you need to release that shame or forgive yourself for something. We're so hard on ourselves. Realize that maybe we've been projecting some fantasies onto people, situations, environments that, that really never came to be what we thought it was going to be all along. And really paying attention to that. Until we meet again, remember, I do love you.